Anything about, did you catch any of the wind about what was going on over there in Burlington, Indiana? They put up a Facebook post that made national news, and they said, y'all better take this time to fix your windows, correct windows, your licenses, and your insurance, because when this thing is over, it's go time. Police car emoji, 6 more police car emojis.
I'm not familiar with anything.
But doesn't that seem a little bit strange to you?
Well, I mean, I would think so. But
yeah, right?
Again, I mean, so we were given a directive by the governor.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, we had at one point in time, we don't any longer, we had a restriction. Okay, but the restrictions were so wide-based as far as where you could go and where you couldn't go. So we still have that probable cause to stop that. We can't just stop you to say, hey, where are you going?
Yes, and that was a big thing that the governor in Indiana said. You cannot stop somebody just to see if they were essential.
And I can't think of any case that I'm aware of anywhere in this area where we actually even question people's travel.
Yeah. Well, I know of a case where they pulled somebody over,
and that could be.
Yeah.
I'm just saying in my area.
Lafayette did it.
Yeah, that I'm aware of. That we haven't done anything. The only thing that we've done town-wide is directed by the governor, are things like the playground. Those types of things. Trying to keep those areas.
Taped them off and watched them.
Yeah, taped them off.
Did you guys pull basketball rims down or anything like that?
No,
they did that some places.
We didn't pull basketball rims down. We kind of we took a little bit. I don't want to say a little bit more approach where people protect themselves.
Yeah.
We can't protect everybody from themselves.
Yeah.
And we kept our walking trails open. We think it's important for people to be able to
Fresh
walk and get
air
outside and get exercise and those types of things.
I'm sorry. There was that big thing in Idaho where they came and all the mothers were with the kids, and they made the mothers leave, and they actually arrested one of the mothers, and then the townspeople later on that night were in front of the police officer's house.
Right.
It was kind of like a what? Did you catch wind of that one?
It's pretty popular.
I didn't catch wind of that. Our job is to protect the Constitution.
Yeah, I get you.
Yeah. Good to hear that.
And so, we obviously want to take precaution. We want to make sure everybody's safe and they're not getting ill and not putting themselves in positions. But, our position is we respond to the needs of the public and respond to our calls. I don't necessarily, go out looking for people violating any type of COVID order.
Yeah.
So, like businesses that are open that aren't supposed to be, that's between the health departments and all those people to look into those things and make sure that they're operating properly.
Yeah.
I can tell you from a standpoint of working for a small community, we have a great community. Everybody's doing their part. They're social distancing. They're wearing their mask. So there's no need for me to step in and tell people what they need to do, and nor is it my place.
Yeah, honestly, I would have had my mask on. I didn't think you were open. I was just
you're fine. We're distance apart.
And you know what? I'm so happy you said that. You said you made it a point to say it's your job to protect the Constitution, because there's another huge story in which Greg Anderson, G. Anderson, made a video from his police car, and he's from Port of Seattle. And he said, listen, our job isn't to kick people off playgrounds. Our job is to protect the Constitution. And they fired him, and now he's probably got over 200,000 on. He's got way more.
Our job. When the governor gives us a directive, it is our responsibility also to the Constitution of Indiana and to follow the governor's directions.
Yeah.
And I think we have a great governor as far as that goes. That he understands that we had to take some actions. I don't see Indiana being one of those states where we're actively out pulling people off of things that they're not supposed to be. Not that hasn't happened, or that there's times that that it doesn't need to happen if we got but we just enforce the law, protect people the best we can, and like I said, most people are taking this serious and without having to be told to do something.
Yeah. And can I ask you one more thing? Is it Sergeant Harris, T. Harris?
No, I'm the town marshal.
Oh, so what does that mean? I was about to ask you. What is a marshal?
Basically, that would be the equivalent to a chief of police, but on a smaller scale.
Okay.
How many officers are here?
So we have 2 full-time, myself and 1 deputy, and then I have a reserve officer.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, I appreciate it, Harris. I really do appreciate the way you've come out. You've talked. You've been very matter of fact. You haven't. The camera, a lot of the times I do this for a living, it really throws.
Well, I mean, there's nothing to not be matter of fact
Yeah,
about.
I know. But I'm just saying, more times than not, the camera makes Chicago cops go nuts more, but more times than not.
Across the country.
You really are going to put a good light on Rossville. So I appreciate you saying that about the Constitution. I think that's what people across America want to hear.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
They don't want.
I think there's. I think people want to hear. We want facts. We want to know what's safe.
Yeah.
We want to open businesses when it's safe. We want to go to restaurants when it's safe. And like I said, we tend to see the spotlight put on people that aren't doing things, or making a big deal out of things, or not making a big enough deal out of things. And like I said, from standpoint of living in these communities and going to Lafayette and places where I shop, people are being sane about things. They're doing the things to keep safe. And that's what we want to see from our public, because ultimately it's your own responsibility for your safety. I can't protect everybody from themselves.
And it is a tricky situation, right? This is places we've never been
But like I said, the governor, he put some things in place, travel restrictions at one point in time, with the directive that we just don't stop people. We still have to have probable cause. You have to be speeding, or you have to be doing something like that, and if you're on your way to a place of essential business, then it's legal to be out, right?
Yeah. So in Illinois, the executive order is still, you have to wear a mask in public. Mm-hmm. It's only essential. It's shelter in place, so you have to stay home unless you are essential, unless you're going out for something essentially that you need. Now, what is it in Illinois, Indiana? I apologize.
Well, the face mask thing is not a directive. That's a suggestion.
Yes, of course. They're not going to be
they suggest that it's kind of like the Menards. I was there the other day. It's Menards policy right now that you wear a mask when you enter.
And they're selling them at the front door, and
they're a private.
That's their right.
Yeah. Well, what I'm saying is this: that I'm saying as of March 1st, because they were 30 days long. These orders. The governor Pritzker in Illinois made sure you have to have a mask on in public. Now, is there any teeth in that? Can they do anything? No, but 99% of people are going to do what you tell them to do.
Right.
So he made sure he put it in there. Now you can't get into any. There's no store you could get into without a mask.
Okay.
I mean, maybe you might sneak in and they might see it and let it go. But
I think Governor Holcomb has left it to, and I don't want to speak for the governor. Just my interpretation of what I believe the governor is saying is, private business is private business. They can make their own directive on, whether you need to wear a mask when you're in there or what your distances are, and again, most of the businesses I've been to have. Right now, where I don't know what I could be there. I could be wrong on this, but I think like hair salons and those types of places, it's appointment by only. Or appointment only. And then restaurants, it's so much capacity.
So your restaurants are open?
I think we're at 25 or 50% capacity right now.
I could be
something.
wrong. That could be opening on the 20th. I know that essential companies are starting to go back to work. For example, some of our auto manufacturers in the Lafayette area are starting to go back to work under their own set of protocols. As far as
we're miles apart as far as Chicago and Indiana. And the closest part of Indiana is just on the outside of you go to the south side of Chicago and then you're in Indiana.
Sure.
I don't think a lot of people in the country know that.
You're talking about up in the region area and those places.
Yeah, I'm in Chicago but all of Illinois, because the governor's order goes through all Illinois. We're far away from what you guys are. There, you have to go in Illinois. You have to have an appointment to go to the bank. You can't just go to the bank. And there's no such thing as any sit down, as you saying, 25% capacity, 50% capacity. You can't, everything's to go.
Or at least for the rest of the month.
I can't speak for any other state, but everything that I've seen come down from the governor, it's a common sense approach to keeping people safe and understanding that the economic strain that it's putting on people. And I think the governor, our governor, is doing a good job at trying to take the middle road on that and open things up, but yet keep people safe. Without infringing on people's constitutional rights.
Because they had the big thing in Texas where the governor had to go back and say, listen, because they put the female salon owner in jail for 7 days and gave her a $7,000 fine, and her whole statement was, I need to open up because my hairstylists have to feed their kids. So if the punishment for opening up is a $7,000 fine, and the whole reason for opening up is you don't have money, that's insane, right? And I think that's what galvanized the nation in that sense, in that case. And the governor came back because she was defying the governor's order. But the governor's like, I didn't mean for it to go this far. I didn't mean for and he actually put in there, jail time is not an option for some kind of civil infraction.
Well, it was never jail time well, I guess it could have been a misdemeanor.
Well, it was. I don't think it was jail time anywhere. It was this particular judge who said you need to apologize, and she said, not only am I not apologizing, I'm staying open.
Right.
And he said, well, you're going to jail. So it was. I don't think anybody was putting people in jail. In fact, I think everywhere, even in Chicago, listen, unless you steal something like the whatever.
My interpretation of when we first put those travel restrictions into essential places of business is to keep the criminals and people that were going to do things knowing that businesses were closed, and give us an opportunity that if we did stop somebody and we came across and found out that there may have been something else at foot, then that gave us an ability and an enforcement action to stop that type of behavior. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I figured it'd help, police get people with warrants and things like that, because if everybody's at home.
But this was never about wanting to
I'm sure that's not what it was about, but yeah.
It was never about wanting to enforce or wanting to go out and get numbers on finding people doing wrong, Most generally, almost every place was essential. Okay? I mean, we were talking, you could still go to Walmart, you could still go to, Meijer, you could still go to all these different places. You could still go to your doctor. So there were very few places that people technically wouldn't have been allowed to travel to and from. So
you're talking about before, not this isn't even.
This isn't now.
Now everything's open.
Now the restrictions have been lifted as far as travel goes.
So you can get your hair cut.
You can, and I think it's by an appointment.
Okay.
And I could be wrong on the date. That could be opening up on the 20th.
Yeah.
But I think it is
it's
open now.
Way, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And again, we haven't made that big of an issue with it, because, like I said, all of our businesses in town are complying with opening up how they're supposed to.
Yeah.
Curbside service, those types of things for our food places. So I mean, people.
Yeah.
I think people did a better job of doing it on their own without having to be told to do something.
Yeah.
And I think that's.
I think you're right too. It's obviously, like you said before, it's going to be the outlier stories of bad things happening.
Well, I think you get that with anything.
I mean, that's why you watch the news. You don't watch the news for they stay closed today. This place stayed closed today.
I think media wants to push whatever agenda they're pushing.
Yeah. Well, I'm always listen. If it was up to me, I would show good cops as much as I would show bad cops. But nobody watches the good cop videos. I'm going to post yours because it's involved in a storyline.
Well, I can assure you, there's more good than bad.
Yeah.
And there's more of us that understand the Constitution and what that means for our people. That's the bottom line. And I'm not saying that there's not ever been a case, or obviously.
You're talking about Indiana. You're talking about Rossville.
I'm talking about statewide, United States wide. I'm saying there are places that are I'm not saying there's not situations where, but the majority of us understand the Constitution.
Yeah,
in my opinion.
I think it's a systemic problem. I think the way the system is built. I don't think you should be able to have. Unions in civil service jobs, right? Because
we don't have unions. In
I'm not talking about. Yeah, of course you have 3, 4,
so
5
no Indiana agencies have unions.
As far as I know, there are no police agencies in the state of Indiana that are union.
I mean, it's damn near impossible to fire somebody in Chicago. Like you just can't. They're almost little. The best way to describe them is they're almost politicians. Each one of them is their own politician. You cannot fire them. The only way you can fire them is. Not even the superintendent can fire them, and they can only give their they get to give their choice, and they go in front of a 9-member board that was selected by the mayor. It's a pastor, a dentist, 5 lawyers, and they decide. And 60% of the time, when the superintendent said yes, fire this person, and obviously they're going to be a police officer. They're going to see things through the eyes of a police officer, even if they're not trying to be biased. Right. That's the way they're going to see it. And 60% of the time they're saying fire them, and they're going around and not firing them. Mm-hmm. To me, there's a problem there, right? I think it's a systemic problem. I don't think police officers are bad. I don't think they put on I think it's just the way it is. I mean, power corrupts, and it's a systemic problem. Honestly, that's how I feel.
Yeah, and I think you can find that in anything.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And the more power you get,
life,
the more.
But I mean, I wish you guys luck, and I hope you guys, find the good too.
Oh yeah, we do. I put
absolutely.
You're gonna be on. You're gonna be on it. It's disorderly product.
Don't make me too famous. That's not.
I can't. I put you up there. I can't control them if you watch.
Right. But
you'll be surprised.
Just speaking on behalf of Indiana again, I think that we're trying to do it the right way. and make sure people still have rights and liberties and everything that we are out here protecting, and you know, and yet keeping them safe. You know, the virus is real.
Yeah.
You know, and we want to make sure that we keep people safe and do the best we can.
And do they give you the numbers? Is there somebody that gives?
I get the numbers the same way
Harris?
you get the numbers.
Oh, so there is no special person.
I go to, you know, I visit. I go every day. This is personal, on a personal level. I go every day and I check the numbers on Indiana's website.
Okay.
And you know, and see how many, you know, cases were in Clinton County. You know, see how many cases were.
I'm just not sure what numbers to believe. You know.
Sure.
It's like
and
there's so many different ones, and
everybody's
it's like,
kind of in that boat. You know,
yeah.
You know what is and what isn't. But
so there is no government agency that gives every jurisdiction, police jurisdiction, any jurisdiction. Okay, these are the official numbers.
So we have a health department, just like everybody else, that I could
Yeah.
call. I'm not saying they're not going to give me those numbers. I could call just like anybody else.
But you have the access the same as I do. There's no special access because you're the town marshal.
No.
Okay. Okay.
Not that I'm aware of. Anyway.
Yeah.
Like I said, I might be able to get some numbers if I call our health department.
Yeah.
I just don't know that it's necessary.
Yeah.
I treat everybody like they have it.
Yeah.
That's what we're kind of, you know, that's the part of me
Smart
doing
thing to
my
do.
part,
Yeah.
right, without having to be told to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I just assume everybody has it and treat them that way, and they assume that I have it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's how we'll get through this.
Yeah.
By voluntary compliance. I always said through this job, you know, voluntary compliance is such a better way of going about things than telling somebody they have to do something.
Sure.
Yeah. I appreciate
Easier
that.
for everyone.
If you want to see it, go to Disorderly Product News. It's a play on disorderly conduct.
Okay.
Disorderly Product News is a fairly big channel, and that's Chuck Bronson.
Okay.
Kind of like Chuck Norris and Bronson. Who's the guy's first name?
Charles Bronson, I
Charles
don't know.
Bronson.
Okay.
So
Bronson.
Chuck Bronson and Disorderly Product News.
Okay, well, you guys be safe.
You'll be
and,
on there. I appreciate it, and I appreciate your outlook
Yeah.
and your demeanor.
Yeah,
It-
no
you-
problem. You guys
Really
take care.
nice.
Be safe.
Yep.
Unique.
Thank
Take
you.
care. Yep.